Hey, Jesse McCartney, welcome to my show. This is my husband, Donnie Wahlberg. I think you guys know each other.
We go back.
I know.
What's going on, you guys? Jenny, it's so nice to see your face without a mask on.
Right? Oh my God, you guys, I want to definitely promote your song, Friends. It's available right now. He'll also be on Celebrity Watch Party tonight at 8 o'clock on Fox. Congratulations, Jesse. You did such a fantastic, amazing job. Tell me you feel proud of yourself.
I am. I'm very proud. It was such a fun experience, the whole show. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect. The whole thing is just very bizarre. After watching the first couple seasons, I just didn't know what to make of it. And it's hard to explain until you're actually in it, what it's like. But it was such a thrilling experience, and it was just so much fun. And getting to play up there in front of you guys every single night was such a joy. So thank you guys for having me. It was so fun.
You're such a talent. I mean, my God, since day one, you've just killed it. There was no doubt you were going to be in the finals. The amount of people online that have been screaming at me saying, how the hell do you not know it's Jesse McCartney from day one? It's so obvious. Along with, oh my God, he was robbed. He should be the winner. I can't tell you how many people has said this to me. Where do you feel? How do you feel about not necessarily coming in first? Does it matter to you, or do you feel just as good being where you are?
Well, I mean, look, when you start in the top, when you start with 18 people, I think in the beginning, all you're trying to do is navigate the uncomfortability of maneuvering in that costume and trying to hit all your marks, and also get a full breath of air trying to sing those notes in that heavy costume. But once you get through that, and then you start making some progress, and then all of a sudden it whittles down to the Super 9, and then all of a sudden you're in the top 5. And then when you get to the top 3, look, there's no other way to say it. I wanted to win. You smell blood.
Of course.
And that's the competitive bone in me. But ultimately, I'm so grateful that I got as far as I did. And look, Night Angel did such a fantastic job, and Frog did too. I guess I can call them by their real names now.
Yeah.
I know. Did such a good job, and it was so fun watching them. But yeah, I mean, look, I wanted to win, but ultimately I still feel like it was such a big win getting to that finale episode.
Well, it doesn't even matter, because the amount of people, and we've only been 3 seasons into the show, but we've never had a finale where there've been an amount of people saying to me, I demand a recount. Like, this is not fair. Like, there's an angry mob of people out there demanding that you still win. Like, we're going to go and take the trophy away from Night Angel. But that's a testament to your talent.
Those are just the diehards out there, having my back. Donnie, I'm sure you know how that is. How you doing, man?
I'm great. And I've heard so many guesses of who you are. And, I'm going to admit, of course, we toured together. Oh my God, I think it was like 10 years ago.
Dude,
it was like 10 years ago.
At least
2010. That's insane. Yeah. So I don't know how old you were then, but you looked like a little baby. But I remember your voice, of course. You sang every night on the tour. But when people immediately were saying, like, it's Jesse, I was like, well, let me listen. And I listened to your first performance. I'm pretty sure it was your first performance. And first of all, I was like, damn, this dude can sing. Like, you sang. Like, I knew you could sing. I knew you were a talent. I mean, obviously you can do it all, but I mean, you were singing, and I just was like, wow, Jesse, I mean, people were so certain. And I was like, well, I'm not going to argue with the public if that's who they think it is. But I knew a kid that could sing really good. This is like a man belting. Like, dude, you
owning it.
Whatever you've done in the last 10 years, it came out. And I'm really glad you did the show, because you got to show a voice that I just, when you're famous, when you're young, you don't always get the credit. And obviously, like I said, you're more talented than just a young guy who was singing, but you really showed out. I mean, do you feel like, did you have any intention of just reintroducing yourself to the world, or saying, I'm going to push and try things even different now with this costume on? I'm going to go someplace people have not known me to go. Or do you just think it was the next extension of you, or kind of what you've always done? Because I was I was floored.
Blown away.
Floored. And I know you're talented. I knew it was not a shock that you could sing, but damn, dude, you went there.
First of all, let me just say, coming from you, what you just said means a whole lot, man. I really appreciate you saying that. You're the GOAT, and I appreciate you saying all those kind words. I think, look, for me, it was a culmination of things. I knew that, for one, I hadn't put out any music in a long time. I think for a lot of people too, they had, like you said, a very specific perception of who I was. And when I came up at a time where I was like this prepubescent, fighting acne and still in the public eye and trying to sing with vocal changes going on. And certainly I wasn't as good of a singer then as I think I am now. And I think, now that I'm 33 now, I just turned 33 a couple months ago. And I feel like I'm at my best vocally. I think I've grown quite a bit. And I think this was an opportunity for me to sort of showcase where my vocals are at. Look, my buddy T-Pain, who I worked with on a couple albums ago, when he won season 1, I saw his performance. I think it went viral of Sam Smith's.
Right. I get the chills thinking about it.
I'm thinking of the song.
Stay With Me.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Stay With Me.
And I just thought, like, oh man, that's the kind of moment I want to have. And I think that was, for me, the tipping point. I was like, okay, let's sign up, let's do this thing, and let's try to take it all the way to the end.
And you had that moment. Did you see Nicole's waterworks? Like, we're all like, oh my God, with chills all over my body. You definitely had that moment and will continue to have them. I'm just so excited about your future. Like, if I was to put a side bet on anybody, I'd be betting on you, Jesse. I'd like to see where you go next. You're going to take this and just go. What were you going to say, Donnie?
No, I agree. I think, it's like, we spoke to Bow Wow. We've spoken to a lot of people who were on the show, and Bow Wow was already getting ready to go on tour, and the tour got postponed, obviously. And, he's doing his thing right now. That said, of all the people on the show, there really is this groundswell around you, and the new music possibilities. It doesn't always work for everyone in these shows. Someone can go on Dancing with the Stars and they think they're gonna, show the world what they can really do, and it doesn't really equate to anything. There seems like there's a real groundswell and a want for you to be out there performing again. As you said, you hadn't been out there in a while. It really seems like people want you back out there. I mean, are you doing the new music? What are you gonna do? Because it seems like the world is your oyster right now.
They want more.
Yeah, look, no, there's no question to it. It's sort of, the timing was right. I had been in the studio the last year and a half, working on a new album that obviously has been put on hold with this crazy pandemic that's been going on. But I've just completed a new album that's coming out later this year. We still don't know when, but my new single just dropped today, called Friends. And it's sort of a tribute to all of my friends and family that I, grew up with me in this crazy industry. And feels like a very fun summer bop that everyone can sort of listen to, sort of boost their morale. But yeah, man, I'm hoping to get back out on the road very soon, do some more touring, and be back on stage, which is my favorite place to be.
I'm excited to see all your new fans, for you to see all your new fans, because you were just revealed. And so all these people that are going to show up at your tour, it's going to be fun to see that next generation. You know what I mean? Just for me starting the show, I started having 10-year-olds coming up to me, and I'm usually used to 50-year-old horny guys. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is awesome. So with your voice, what you brought to the show, I cannot wait to see what happens on your tour. I do have a question to ask about the show when you were on the show, because of course, I'm this I take every clue I possibly can in. And it's funny that the very first time we saw the clue packages, there were hamburgers, and then the bodyguards or dancers in the video with them had bunny ears. So I'm like, this is someone that knows me and Donnie for the burgers and the bunny ears. That was totally wrong. Right. But it was right, but just in my own path. But there was a move that you always did on stage, and I'm going to stand up and do it. And it's kind of like, and I was trying to figure out, I'm like, who does this? But it could have just been character, or it's something you do on stage, but you kind of go on one foot, kind of like you're taking off, or was it just like a turtle swim move?
Yeah, actually, look, it's so hard to unlearn things. There's certain tells that you have as a performer, and I'm sure, Donnie, you can relate to this, but there's certain things when you do on stage that that just become a part of your natural physicality.
Totally.
And I think that is kind of one of them, as I do this kind of leap onto one foot. And It's funny, that was a dead giveaway to my mother, who texted me like about 2 episodes in, because I didn't even tell my own mama, who was like, I can't believe you told me about the show. And she's like, okay, I know your thumbs, because evidently I like when I hold a mic, my thumb is always out. Like my thumbs are just always, they have a mind of their own. She's like, I know your thumbs, and I know that one leg move you're always doing on stage. And I birthed you. I know that's you on stage.
Oh shit! I love that you withheld that from your mom.
I know. Well, there's certain moves you just can't unlearn. They're in your body for 20 plus years. I've been doing some of those moves. So
of course, Terry Bradshaw. That's how Robin guessed Terry Bradshaw, because he does the shoulder kind of up and down laughing. Ricky Lake puts her hand over her heart. So there are these tells. So when you kept doing that move, I'm like, I'm going to figure it out just from that move. I'm just going to figure it out.
Yeah, you didn't know me yet, or you would have seen him on tour. Go ahead.
Danny, I feel like when I watched the first couple seasons, you were always the one that got the artist the quickest of all the panelists. Like you're just you can see him from a mile away coming.
But you did this falsetto note.
The falsetto.
I swear to God, there's one falsetto note you did. And I was like, hold on. I don't know who that voice is, but that falsetto note was Jordan Knight. I tweeted about it. I got so much flack, but that one note, I was like, I sent it to Jordan. Jesse. And Jordan said, I don't know who the hell that is, but that one note is me. That one note. Like we had conversations about it. Like we were pretty sure, based on the public reaction, that you were in the turtle costume, but we were like, that note, like literally Jordan and I talked about it, probably 5 different phone calls about how did that note. So we just chalked it up to, he toured with us, he learned from Jordan, maybe he picked up that way to sound just like Jordan on tour. I don't know what it was, but it was crazy.
But was it funny to you that all these boy band names kept coming up?
I mean, it seemed like an appropriate response, right? You see like a white guy singing and dancing pop music up on stage. It was like, and they did a lot of misdirects, right? I mean, they give you guys, like at one point, I think during the Clue package, there was an NKOTB thing up there. And it was like, I assumed that you knew it wasn't one of the guys from New Kids.
Correct.
And then, and I knew that they were trying to misguide you a little bit. It's funny, actually, one of my buddies is Gavin DeGraw. And I know like in the second or third episode, Robin guessed Gavin. And I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, it's so funny. And Gavin actually texted me a few episodes ago, and he goes, so I just tuned in because I hear they guessed, one of the guesses is me. He's like, if that's you under there, you're doing a great job. And I wrote him back. I was like, I thought that was you, bro.
Oh, that's awesome. So you really did keep it a secret.
Oh no, ironclad.
Oh.
He didn't tell his mom.